Let's see if Smite ever lets me in. Oh, there we go. Could you see if they're starting? Also,
Yeah.
you here? All right. Okay, we're here. We're gonna go live with GOON Squad versus Team JNPR. The lower division slash tower division had to do a reset after losing two different teams, just to help make the schedule more clean because it was going to end up being two teams finished week 5, two teams finished week 6, and two finished week 7, and that's just too much of a mess. So we needed to just end up resetting it for those who don't know about that. And so this is technically week 1 of Tower Division.
Gives everyone a clean slate. They've now had more time to work with their teams, get the kinks worked out. I think it'll be fine. Most teams for the first couple of weeks, it's more how quickly can you gel than it is who's the better team, anyways.
Yeah. And now it gives them a good shot at actually winning and being more playing field on a more even playing field. Dang, I'm a broke boy in Smite, dude. Only 8k gems. I am like, I got nothing.
Um, it says everyone's ready, so we should be getting into picks and bans pretty soon here.
Alright, good. Yeah, alright, looks like someone's game already broke.
Nice.
They already have to reset. That's great. Dude, I want to know what is wrong with my Smite. If I close it out, like if I just like hit Control Escape just to exit out and look at something else, it just minimizes it to the point that like I just can't use it anymore. It's weird. Like I can't share my screen with it. Let's try that.
Hmm.
Does that work?
Well,
That worked. I fixed it. Huh? Weird. Get
all
to take
right.
off full screen. It looks like a fiesta is currently happening in general chat. Like I want to give you guys like a play-by-play what's happening, but like I don't even know. They're like, all right, so we have a problem here. My spec won't work. Mine won't work either. This is what you get for scheduling your game one day after patch day. Let's be honest here.
Yep.
Has any patch day really gone smoothly? Never. Might be the smoothest
And a
probably.
mid-season patch at that.
Yeah, it has never gone smooth.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really interesting to see what they do for the no boots starts.
I want to see if people. I want to see what start they go for because I know ranked. It's most people have just been doing the same starts
Hmm.
from before midseason. But especially with the green buff being a thing for supports, I'm wondering if any of them have figured out a start that they want to try to maximize the jungle a little bit more.
See, you just put the support to go solo his green buff with a hog, and then you just meep up purple buff. It's easy. What?
They want me to requeue to spectate.
Okay, requeue spectating. That's a good sign. Oh, okay, he was playing this. Alright, we're in the game now. Oh yeah, I just
All
gotta
right.
reload. So it looks like Set, Persephone, Tiamat, and Athena have all been banned. I don't know, I feel like the bans have really been shaken up. I don't know if these are quite the bans you go for anymore. I
Especially the set, I think is questionable. I think Tiamat is still very annoying, especially with new Vamp Shroud. She feels almost unkillable. Athena, maybe.
I feel like there's so
I've
many
no,
answers to her that like it's not even worth banning her in my opinion.
I've seen I've seen some theory crafting around Athena jungle with mannequins, going around, but I don't know how effective it really is. Gilgamesh and Persephone, I think, are both still very strong. I think Chiron is a strong character, but I don't think he's ban worthy anymore. I think there's too many other things that are scary out there.
And I think with the
Um,
boots removal, it actually makes him worse because other hunters can get online faster, which is one of his biggest strengths. Is that he could just trans rush really easily and have a giant power spike to really allow him to snowball the laning phase. But with no boots, just the other hunters get online so much faster now that even if you do bully, it's not as effective as what it was before. We have a Giannis first pick on the side of Team Juniper, with a Tsukiyomi and Soul pickup on the side of Goon Squad.
Looks like mostly things that we would have seen before mid-season. Uh, doesn't mean that just because they were good before mid-season doesn't mean that they aren't good after. All of these are very strong picks still. Though none of them are really abusing anything new.
Cthulhu pickup, I like it. I've seen the Final K head captions, this clickbait, of healing for like 1,000 health per ability.
Oh yeah, because of Vamp Shroud's
Yeah.
now percentage health based on the healing. It's pretty insane. And especially when you already know there's a soul on the other side, making it harder for them to run kin size. He honestly could be just unkillable once he gets into his ult.
Mm-hmm. At that
It
point, you just get a
does,
cursed donk.
I suppose. I but even then, if you're Cursed Donk is only what, 55% healing reduction?
50%, and then it makes him take more damage.
It does make him take more damage, but if he's still healing for 500 per ability, that's
Divi-
pretty hard to beat.
you have Divine Rune, now he's at 10%. Now he's healing for 100. And he's taking more
No, because
damage.
that's not correct. Because it's 50%, and then the divine is 40% of the 50%. So he's still healing for like 22% or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I get the point. Either
Yeah.
way, he is healing for significantly less. And now with the Guan Yu, you also have Trot Shred to go along with it. And this is all without mentioning New Sunder, which I think is way better than Old Sunder, but I guess against the Cthulhu where you don't miss as often is probably a little worse.
Wait, what do you mean? New Thunder is just OP, especially against New Cthulhu. You just hit him twice and the dude's just dead.
I suppose.
You get 2 free shots on him. You just can't miss it.
Yep. So I do expect the Sunder to be coming out from let's
Fenrir,
see that
Geb, and Loki bans. Those are and Loki's a normal
very
ban, but the Geb and Fenrir are interesting bans
I
here.
think Fenrir is slept on quite a bit.
Mhm.
I think he is easily a top 5 jungler right now, especially with his early pressure. And now that he doesn't require boots, he can rush Jotuns pretty quickly. I'm surprised to see the Geb ban.
I don't know. I feel like
Is that
Fenrir,
do they just not want protection from the Sobek maybe?
and that's what I would guess. But I feel like if I was Goon Squad, I'd want Fenrir. But I guess like I'd want Fenrir support to be honest. I feel like Fenrir would do really good into the enemy team comp. I feel like it's a really easy run. You grab War Flag with his new buffs, and he can really easily punish his Cthulhu and make sure he never gets online to begin with.
That is but not if you have the Fenrir in support, because this is like in when I see this, I think it's likely a Cthulhu solo.
But yeah,
I don't know how much
yeah,
Fenrir will be able to
Fenrir
affect
camps his
that.
lane. Fenrir camps his lane, brings Bro to Guan Yu. Guan Yu gets free Prot Shred, goes in ult, hits 3 ticks really easily in Cthulhu because the Cthulhu wants to go big. Then he's just an easier shot for the Guan Yu ult. You just kite around him. Guan Yu ult does over 1,000 damage. He just sits there, he
Yep.
kills him with that Prot Shred. All Fenrir has to do is pick him up real quick, and Cthulhu's dead. Apollo picked up for the carry on this side of Goon Squad, so a good Chin size user. Just helps shut down his Cthulhu. And then Rama picked up as
I'm a
well.
popper.
I think Rama is probably a really good pickup, especially this, with Boots gone. He gets a line way earlier. I think I've seen a lot of theory crafting that it's going to be more of an attack speed shred type of build, so it's going to be the new Hunter build, I think. It's
Which
re-
Rama utilizes greatly.
Yeah, I think you go Leather Cow. It looks like the game crash.
Nice.
I think
Leather
you
cowl.
go. Go ahead.
I think leather cowl. Now that it has the MP5, I think leather cowl is far and above the best ADC starter item for hunters.
Hmm.
I think it gives you a little bit of everything that you want at the beginning. If you really want it, actually, especially if you're going into crit, you can actually get away with that as your only lifesteal item if you really want to. And I think it transfers into the late game really well, especially with how many attack speed, with how many buffs just went to attack speed warriors and attack speed assassins. Having that one more aura for attack speed feels really nice.
Yeah. I know I'm dwelling, but like honestly, you just go Fenrir Sunder support War Flag, and you just kill everything. Like what do? You just double Sunder people. They can't do anything about it. They just die. I don't know. I'm probably just too caught up on the Fenrir support. But I feel like it would just been such a good pick right there. It's really good at camping on his Cthulhu, baiting out ultimates.
Yeah,
They're remaking
I,
Honest
I,
a blind pick right now, so we have to wait a second.
yep. I almost wonder if they banned the Fenrir because they saw the Geb ban.
Maybe.
Maybe they were worried about that Team Juniper was looking for a Fenrir
No,
because
no, no,
of
no.
Geb ban.
They banned Fenrir before the Geb got banned.
Interesting. Yeah, that is quite strange.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't really get the choice there. I guess Fenrir's pretty good into Tsukiyomi Soul also though, so maybe that was and Gonyu.
And who knows? I don't know the players on Goon Squad quite as well. I don't know if their support has a Fenrir in the God pool.
Yeah,
It may just be a god that they just don't play.
very likely is what it is. Honestly, you just saw that it was good in their team. They didn't want to play it. Let's just ban it. I mean, it's a logical choice.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you think support started? I haven't actually seen the map. I haven't really been playing Smite here lately. But where's like green buff located, like in correlation to the purple buff?
So green buff is low. If you know where back camps are on the duo side of the map,
Yep.
it's across the road from that.
Okay.
And then the back camps are also three smalls instead of two smalls and a big.
All right.
So it takes you a little longer to clear it, but you can also usually clear the three smalls with a single ability. It's the green buff is also very easy to kill. Most supports outside of like Gebs or Kumbhakarnas are probably going to be able to solo it quite easily.
Mhm.
Um,
Can
like
you one shot it with
I
like
was.
Hog?
That's a good question.
If you can like Hog and two
How
auto
much?
it,
How? Okay, hold on. How much does Hog do? What's the
200
exact
or
amount?
250 right now. I'm not sure.
It won't one shot it.
How much HP does it
Man,
have?
you might be. What do you say?
How much HP does it have? The camp.
I'm trying to think. I know later on in the game it gets up to like 650. But at the very start of the game, hold on, now I'm really curious about this.
I think support just starts green buff, dude. I'm pretty sure is how it goes. They start green buff with Hog. I'm curious
I haven't
how they
seen
deal with the Draugr.
I have not seen the I have not seen anybody start green buff, but if it truly can be one shot by Hog, that is certainly the best way to start.
It's 300 HP. You can 2 auto it or use one ability and it's dead immediately.
Yeah, one ability and Hog walk over to purple buff with your ADC.
Hmm? I think it's
I
perfect.
I don't know off, but it sounds like that would be the way to start.
You'd be a bit slower to lane, but it's more XP. And your support's a level ahead, and he's actually way ahead, I
Yeah,
think.
that will set you significantly ahead, even if you miss two big minions instead of just the one. Which realistically you should, unless you're really unlucky or really slow on the clear, you still should only miss one.
Yeah.
And then and then if that does become the start, then you got to start thinking you want to prioritize hunters that will clear purple buff a little quicker. Because as it is right now, usually the hunter's walking up and just blasting like the big creep or maybe both of the or maybe all three of them real quick.
Yep.
Um, but if you're full clearing the purple as the hunter, now you're looking at people who either have a really low cooldown or characters like the Rama who can use part of their ability on red and then use the rest of their ability on purple. Or maybe a Heimdall who's got those cleave basics.
Yeah. It's a Nami time, boy. I don't know what you're talking about. You need
What?
fast clear, you pick Izanami. Easy.
You're not wrong. Huh, I'm gonna have to try that in a rank game at some point. Purple buffs or green buff with Hog. And that extra fit also because at base, even if you have no protections, it's still giving you 50 health, 50 mana at the start of the game.
Mhm.
That's what you're probably gaining almost 25% health. Okay, that's probably a little high. That's if you're playing like a mage support. You're probably gaining like you're gaining what, two basic attacks probably, which is quite a bit in the early game.
Plus your regen and mana sustain is increased. You just don't need boots, so now you just start, say, depending on the, I imagine for more, especially more aggressive supports, you'll start War Flag, probably Tier 1 Thebes, something like that.
It depends. I know I've seen some War Flag and then straight into Stone of Binding if you want to be very aggressive.
Mhm.
I know, but for the most part, I actually haven't seen much War Flag just because you do get so much less gold than Benevolence
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
Sentinels.
yeah, yeah. I know. You're probably stuck with the other one still, but if you go the other one still, then you're what? You're just starting Thebes still. You go one shot with your
Yep.
ability plus Hog, go straight to purple buff. Now you have an extra. You have like an extra 150 base health with about 30 HP 5 because the passive of the buff. You have a lot of regen, mana sustain. Should keep you alive for a really long time as support.
Yep.
And this
Now
infuriates me. He went Horus.
wait, I can't see it. It must have
You,
dropped me from spectate.
yeah, you have to reset it real quick. We have
All
to
right,
wait
just
for.
wait at 0, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, they had to reset. That's why it's taking so long. We're just kind of waiting on it. It's been what, like 20 minutes of us waiting for resets?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's been 19 minutes and like 30 seconds of us just waiting for them after the reset over and over again.
Also, with the boots start without needing boots now, I haven't seen it played yet, but I have seen a lot of theory crafting around waiting on benevolence until like level 6
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense to me.
or sorry till level 8, because it you lose XP, which means that you are not gaining the movement speed as quickly.
Hmm.
And so at level 8, you are gaining that movement speed, or you've gotten all your movement speed. So you then buy the benevolence and you just rush something like a Thebes or a Sovereignty or something.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
So I have seen people doing, or I haven't seen people doing that, but I've heard talk of it.
They'll start tier 2 fighter mask and support and just run it down. That's how you start the game.
That sounds super cheesy.
Cerberus support, tier 2, get fighter's mask, try to one
Grab
shot the carry.
Sunder.
Yeah, grab Sunder.
I will say I have got I played some support earlier, and I think it was a Fenrir who first wave, walk up to wave, get double sundered straight into brutalized. Never saw it coming. I died almost instantly, and
Yeah.
that was on the Ymir. So if you can one shot Ymir, you can one shot almost anybody off of getting a good sunder in the early game.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Gosh, it's just taking forever.
Why is it not
Because
starting to spectate?
it's not low spectate delay.
Is it not?
It definitely isn't. Bro, I am losing my mind. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know. We have the new buff coming. We have that new objective. That's something interesting, I guess. It helps
Oh,
get your
the Draugr over on dual side.
yeah, makes your towers stronger, I guess. It could help. I don't know. I don't know if it's just something you prioritize. It's more like extra gold, kind of like the Scorpions are, I imagine. Like
Uh,
90% of the game.
Late game it can make a difference. So basically, the buff that it gives you is all of your towers gain 7% power and they gain armor per people who are underneath them.
Hmm.
And I have had times in the late game where they just got Fire Giant, they all back because they're low, and you go, well, let's go grab Draugr, and then you can. I have seen fights turned on the team with EFG even, because they have 4 or 5 people under that tower, and it just does so much damage.
Hmm.
So it can feel very significant. I feel like the longer that it's there, the less impactful it will be because people will be mindful of how much damage they're taking from it now.
Yeah.
And so if they know that it's there, I feel like people will watch out for it more. And if you play around it, it's not that bad. Also, you have to be very mindful on the defense. You have to make sure you're fighting in tower even more instead of like say you're on a Phoenix defense, you really can't be the one to initiate outside of your
Yeah.
Phoenix line because you're losing so much by not being under it now. So it feels good, but it's also kind of a trap. I feel like the most efficient time to have it is when it's a really close game. They just got Fire Giant, and you decide, hey, let's try to defend tier twos. I feel like that's very much your best time because you aren't that far behind, and especially if it's not EFG yet. I feel like the Draugr buff with 4 or 5 people under a tower is definitely stronger than Fire Giant.
Hmm.
And you could really turn a game around at that point. So I feel like that's probably the strongest time for it. And by the time you get to EFG, the Phoenix is dying so fast that it might not matter.
Reset your spectate. It's glitched out. I just reset it. It worked.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it is. Hey, it's no longer so sad and depressing of a map anymore. That's cool. Alright, I'm curious who these hearts are. So far, they look
I'm
pretty
still not
stupid.
it. I might have to restart my client, maybe.
Yeah, so you restart your spectate, load it into it.
I haven't been able to load into it though.
Okay, here, I have a new answer. You ready for this crazy thing? Wacha, here you go.
Cool.
Alright, now let's make sure this didn't make my computer streaming just go to absolute trash. long as still
All right.
FPS are fine. Yay, Twitch ads. Perfect. Alright. Okay, yep, looks fine. If anything looks bad, someone please just message me. Alright, I'm gonna pause at 0. Actually, I don't need pause, never mind.
Yep.
Alright, yeah, it looks like Soul started Mannequins here, man. It's an interesting start. Blue Water starts the buff pretty quickly here. But yeah, everyone seems to be going for the normal starts. Interesting.
Somebody. It looks like Team Juniper is pinging the green buff. Maybe they want.
Yeah,
It
I
looks like they
think
want Silver
they
to
want him
start
to
it.
start it, but he just wasn't aware. Oh gosh, this is gonna be annoying.
What's going to be annoying? All
All the
right. So it
pinging.
does. Oh, I see.
Did
It
Giannis
does
just
look like
miss the entire wave? He did.
interesting. Not sure what the strat was behind that.
I, I,
Sobek did go hog and hogged the green. It doesn't look like they had the fastest start, and they did lose lane pressure pretty hard, but that also could have been because they weren't in position at the beginning.
yeah, and also Rama
Yep.
versus Horus Apollo. They should have semi-decent pressure over here. It looks like it didn't really pay off anyway, so I didn't hit level first. Ooh, big damage for Horus here. Horus getting shot down very quickly. Horus should fall down here to Belladonna TR. Apollo looking at the next blood, but he can't hit the auto. Now he's way too low on HP. On the run, slowed down. Belladonna chasing him down here. Should not be able to catch the Apollo out. Now Blaze Mirror's taking way too much damage now. Force feeling defense here, but Funky got a kill in mid lane on Enter Void here. Mercury on the dash, and Dash is innocent of dashing away, and now Mercury should fall down here, trying to get a kill to make up for his death, but he just can't quite get it. Now Funky has a double kill off to a really strong start here in mid lane.
Very questionable dash in. Even if he gets the kill on Sugiyomi, he still is dead for sure.
Yeah.
Very interesting going for that trade out.
Apollo over here just holding lane. Go ahead.
What do you think about Mercury now? Do you think the removal of boots is better or worse for him? Because I've heard both.
I think it's overall better for him. Look at the movement speed regardless. I don't think it has any negative effect on him. It can only be positive. It's either neutral positive.
The argument I've heard for it being negative is because he would have wanted to. He was one of the characters that benefited from building boots the most.
Yeah, but now you just passively now. Now he just gets free power, dude.
That's true. It is free power. But basically, before it was like he was getting an item and a half by getting boots, and now he's only getting an item relative to everyone else, and that's why some people are thinking that it might be worse. I personally think he's stronger, especially if you go for an early rage, because he can now theoretically be stacking that one item sooner.
Yeah, I think you go stone cutting.
Yeah, stone cutting into rage is what I think is the best for him right now. And also with the buff to serrated edge, that starts feeling really good on him now. 20% and still 20% pen and still 45% power.
It's very strong. Funky already level 5. There's a decent goalie being built up here for Goon Squad.
I think most of that is coming in through the mid lane right now.
Did Goon Squad drop their mid laner Archer?
With how long it took to start the match, I wouldn't be surprised if they're using a sub.
Yeah, they probably are using a sub.
Yeah, the solo lane.
Good pluck here on the Horus here.
Another big pluck. That's the second one.
Sobek getting the bigger half of the damage to Horus now on the chase here. Giannis comes through, and now they're going to be forced to back off here. Kush Sports taking way too much damage, and Enter Void barely nicks him with it, and he does fall down here. Apollo missing the pluck from the Sobek onto Apollo. Apollo doing way too much damage to the Sobek. Might not be able to get the kill here, but he will fall down. It's a 1-for-1 trade support for support. Not quite worth it.
Unfortunate that Nom Noms misses that pluck. I think that is 100% Blazing Raven's life if he lands that pluck, and also he might live through it.
I don't know.
Not
Blazing
sure
Raven
about
probably
that.
just beats there. Just gets beats though.
Yep.
Mercury Dash on Tsukiyomi here, taking some decent damage. Out of mana, but no real follow-up from Enter Void because he's low on mana as well.
And he already hit Tsukiyomi with his unstable vortex as well.
Looking to go for a really early Scorpion. Really smart here, GOON Squad.
They have the double ADCs. They can burn this like it doesn't even exist.
Yeah. Especially the mannequins on the Soul, who is rushing.
Ring of Hecate.
Yeah, Ring of Hecate. She's gonna have so much to stay. That really benefits her one. I feel like there might still be better ways to go about it. I'm not sure, but I guess it does make up for the purple boots, the lack of it, I suppose. I feel like Spear the Magus might still be the better start though.
Or Bancrofts. I'm not because the thing is on Soul with her passive, she gains so much attack speed anyways that in the late game, she's likely going to be overcapping on attack speed. Assuming she still gets Telken's ring.
That's about the only attack speed you build is Telken's ring. You don't even build like demonic stuff half the time anymore.
We'll see what the rest of the build
said.
is.
Good pluck him the Sobek, but Soul has an OP dash if it's the right timing, so she just takes no damage.
And it does look like pressure has gone over to the side of Juniper in dual lane.
Mercury over here looking at pick here was going to go for the purple buff, but now Apollo on the retreat. Bees blink. Traded out for beads the Mercury dash, and now Blazing Raven will have to be on the retreat here while Mercury should be able to get this buff for free, taking away pressure from this Apollo. And now this Rama is only going to continue to get bigger and bigger. It's going to have a huge impact. Big fight here happening in mid right now. Enterboy extremely low, trying to get as much damage in the background, and he gets it on Rogue. Rogue falls down. Funky traded out. Gets Nam Nams with his 2 of the Solar Burst.
Really good play by Intervoid, staying safe over the wall and still getting the return kill.
It's a big win for them right there.
I think GOON Squad's got to be careful and maybe start putting some more pressure onto the dual side. They've got this Apollo, and Team Juniper is doing a really good job of putting the pressure on his lane so they can't use that ultimate to impact these fights in the main lane. Because imagine if he could have shown up for that fight there.
Big damage happening here in mid lane. Kushport's getting pulled out here. Kushport should fall down here. He does get blown up just for a little bit extra damage on that mid tower. I don't know if it's quite worth it. Soul's extremely low here. He's being really playing with fire by staying so far up. Honestly. Dash here from the Rama looking for the 1v1. Losing the trade. Apollo doing big damage here. Rama now on the retreat. Apollo can't quite catch it, but Nam Nam's in the background. Apollo knows he's coming in. No beads, and now he's going to be soon to be no life. Looking for the dash. Belladonna gets the kill on to Blazing Raven.
Team Juniper really focusing down this Apollo this game.
Leather Cow, Ikavol start. That sounds about right to me. Belladonna might get picked out here by Rogue, but it looks like they might have a ward spotting him out. Rogue can't quite get in. Good pluck, making sure Rogue never gets a chance. Horus up in the air, coming over for the rotation. They should look for a purple buff invade here if they want anything to gain out of this. But it looks like Kushports is on a different note entirely from his teammate. And now Rogue's in all by himself, looking at the damage possible on Belladonna. Belladonna, no mana, might not be able to get out with her own life. But big damage coming out. Kushports get the kill on Belladonna. But looks like Intervoid is now to the rotation here. Kushports on the retreat will die to tower. I don't know what quite the point of that was. But he will fall down here. 2-4-1 trade plus their life gone.
Rough stuff.
Buff, I meant to say.
Oh, yeah, a little hesitant on the purple buff invade, and it definitely cost them there. I like the fact that Belladonna stepped back up to defend that, knowing that they had the 3v2 advantage. Even though he dies, it's a really good trade out. As Puntis gets the solo kill on Hercules,
You mean replay it?
feels real. Yeah, let's see what happened there.
I'm rather curious how that ended up too. They're like level 10 at the time, so fast forward for a minute. Looks like he's already pretty low invade from Mercury up here in blue lane. 2 kills just go down here. Mercury currently invading.
I wonder, does Guan Yu... Maybe Hercules just steps up to his blue thinking it's still up and available?
I think that's probably what happens along those lines. Dash, he's really low here.
Oh, man, just not expecting the damage coming out from Princess.
Yeah, with Tyrannical Plate Helm. What an alpha. That's just straight up magical power at that point.
Not an item that I've seen in a long time.
I think it might be pretty good right now, actually. I think Mystic Mail's a better item to rush, though. But it did get nerfed recently, though, so it might technically it might be better. 85 magical power plus 40 prot. That's pretty good.
And the passive, which makes your minion stronger and you stronger when your minions die.
And it gives you crowd control reduction that you lost from the lack. Ooh, Blazer really heavily winning this trade. But I just think the crowd control reduction makes up for that loss from the boots change.
That is true, though I'm not sure how much the crowd control reduction's not the biggest deal against the team comp that GOON Squad's drafted here. Really,
Miss Dash. It looks like Horus rotating in. Horus is ulted in on to Belladonna. Big damage pile up in the air looking for Belladonna. Is going to go up in the air himself, and now Belladonna in a bad position. Sunder used. Ultimate used by the Giannis catching him out. He falls down immediately. Mine can't quite get the kill on Belladonna. Now it looks like Kush Sports might fall down next. Horus on the retreat here, but Soul being cut up by Mercury, taking big damage here on the retreat through the Gold Fury. And now Mercury gets the fat dash, can't quite catch the timing off. Entervoid gets a kill there, and now next is a Mercury with a kill. They're just running the map aside Team GNPR, and now Rogue's in looking for a kill on a Mercury, gets the kill, but it's a 1-for-3 trade now. And I don't think another kill's gonna be coming out anytime soon.
Man, just cannot get a break on this left side of the map. GOON Squad pouring a lot into that gank and still can't get any benefits. It might just be that Belladonna is too far ahead at this point to really gank. Already has the leather cowl and the Aussie. It's a lot of, with Icavolt, that's a lot of power and a lot of lifesteal coming through right now.
He's very hard to kill at this point.
Especially having that immunity in his ultimate, he can buy a lot of time. At some point, though, it does look like GOON Squad got the right side Scorpion probably while that fight was going on. So that will be nice. Try to help their Guan Yu get a little bit, or to keep even and catch up with Puntis here. And it looks like they're going to go for Pyromancer.
It's too risky to drop it.
Juniper does know that it's going on as they drop a ward right then.
Entervoid ult is used, though. That's a big ult down. Now he's on the rotation in, but it looks like trying to get the damage possible on Namnams. Good stun, big ult coming. Good prompt shred. Ultimate used by Soul, and it looks like Namnams should fall down here any second now. Oh, he got out. Solo kill in duo lane. And it looks like Namnams might just make it out. Rogue barely hitting him twice. He will fall down here, but that's every ult down to use for him. And now big damage going off on the Rogue here. Rogue extremely low. And they will be forced to back off on the side of GOON Squad, but a solo kill happened over in the duo lane, so it's a 1-for-1 trade regardless of that. And they're going to lose a T1 tower.
I think Juniper should count themselves very fortunate that they got that solo kill over in duo lane, because otherwise this trade goes heavily in favor of GOON Squad, who get the kill, don't have any deaths in mid, and then are able to back up and grab that Pyromancer. I think they're very lucky that Belladonna was able to get that solo kill and at least trade it out for something.
Yeah, it's really fortunate for them. I guess just confidence, maybe just calling out that I'm going to give a solo kill, guys, don't worry about it. Just go for it type of thing.
Yep.
Like, imagine Apollo was able to rotate in there. That could have been a big fight for them.
Oh, yeah.
I probably assumed what Apollo's goal was to do. It's just back off and rotate over.
And like I said, them putting all of this pressure on the Apollo early on in this game has really prevented him from doing that. I'm also a little surprised with how early they burned down the Gold Fury Scorpion that nobody's attempted to actually take Gold Fury proper yet.
Probably another team feels very confident in their ability to do it. Both teams have really good objectives set between Rama, Mercury, and the Apollo Soul, but it's just they don't have very good secure. I mean, Yana is also always good secure, but they keep using it to initiate fights, so it's never up
Yep.
for the objective secure.
And Soul's not bad, but it's not instantaneous either.
And Goon Squad hasn't been in position to start up the objective. Cthulhu in the mid lane right now looking for damage. Looks like they're looking to start this Gold Fury, trying to get a pick here. But Cthulhu can't quite catch it out here, and he's just so far ahead that he can just rotate out for free real quick. I don't know how I feel with this Caduceus rush for the
I don't
Guan
know.
Yu.
It's not bad, especially with how much, especially with the Soul building into an early Hecate, and she's got healing in her kit.
Yeah, but he's not rotating out
Apollo,
early on though. He's not rotating out
I
until
suppose.
2-3 items in. Forward's all used, can't quite catch the Rama, and that will
I
be
think
pretty much
it'll
it at that
be a
point.
really good item when team fighting starts. I am, despite the fact that he's having a pretty rough game, I do like Blazing Raven's build here. It looks like what I'm guessing this is going to be a Odysseus bow, and then he will build into a Silver Branch. He's just looking for max out power attack speed, and especially with the Apollo passive, that can feel really good.
Yeah, come when he gets his passive up, he's going to be having 400 base power. Good ult from the Apollo, getting big damage on this Mercury on the retreat. Cthulhu ult used up. He's now up in the air, doing massive damage onto the enemy team here. Mercury used the ultimate to go in here, doing fat damage on the retreat. Rogue's way too low now. Same thing with Hercules. Good sniper from Belladonna, get the kill on a Rogue, and now blue team in the lead. Team Juniper's running everything down. I guess used by Funky. Funky on the retreat, trying to survive the brink of death, and it looks like Hercules falls down next. Blazing Raven caught out, and it looks like Blazing Raven should fall down any second. I guess you just offers a little bit of time. Mez, and it looks like he will fall down to Belladonna. 5 members still standing strong inside Team JNPR. They will pick up these buffs, and they should go to the objective here. Goon Squad still semi-healthy. The last 2 members might be able to come in, look for a steal here, with very low mana for Funky, and he might not be able to make it in time. Entervoid though, full HP, looking to get a pick here. Funky realizes he's being spotted out, and he will be forced back off. Kushforce went in for the steal for the objective. Now he might just run into his own death, and it looks like he should fall down next. 4 members plus the Gold Fury go down to Team JNPR now with a 4k gold lead and a massive XP lead, sitting at 9k difference.
That when we get to the end of this game, that is likely going to be the fight that we look back on as that's the one that broke the camel's back. That is a huge swing, and morale-wise, that does not feel good. You just got probably the best Apollo you were ever going to get, and you still are not able to capitalize off of it. The Mercury ult from Team Juniper was also not horribly effective. I don't even think it hit anybody. And despite all of that going your way, you're still not able to win the team fight. Granted, you are trying to compare a team fight without a Cthulhu versus a team fight with Cthulhu. And especially with the Apollo not having a kin size online yet, it's very difficult for them to actually kill him.
Yeah, I think Goon Squad's really playing these fights badly. You can't kill his Cthulhu, right? If he's his ultimate, you're never killing him.
Yeah, you have
You
to
just need to
back
stall
out.
it out. Ultimate used by
certainly
Rogue,
cannot
Thunder,
use
both
his
Thunders down
control
on the
bomb.
Cthulhu, and he's still just sitting strong. Only down to half HP, he's basically the fire giant at this point. Funky ultimate use hits nobody, out of mana, out of life, and now goes down Kush Sports. Quintus survives in the end. Rogue looking for the damage. Mercury in the retreat. Beast goes down, and he goes down with him. Hercules goes down as well to Nam Nams. 2-4-1 trade.
That was just poor target prioritization. You cannot be using your Tsukiyomi ult to go onto a full health Cthulhu.
Honestly,
Especially
that was
one that still has ult up.
okay. That's a cool glitch. That was an okay fight for them, honestly. Ooh, looks like Soul's getting picked out here. She's up here between two people and stuck between a rock and a hard place. Goes down to Belladonna and TR. Now this might just be the Fire Giant.
The fight didn't go horribly for them,
I guess they're not
but
interested in it. I don't
it
know.
was still a 2-for-1 in Juniper's favor, and I think it's a fight that should have gone worse for them, if that makes
It
sense.
really should have, but Quintus is so far ahead that he's an unkillable monster. He might as well look at him as Fire Giant 2.0 at this point in the game. He's a Fire Giant that deals damage and heals off
Yep.
of you and will try to dodge your attacks. He's just not dying anytime soon, honestly. The whole team used every ability on him and he still didn't die.
Didn't you say they also double sundered him during that
Yep,
fight?
they double sundered him.
Yeah. Goon Squad
Upgraded
has
Sunder.
3 sunders.
I thought they quadruple sundered him. I thought they did. I just don't want to say. I wasn't confident that I thought I just missaw it.
Well, remember, it's got 2 shots, so theoretically they could have.
Yeah. I think they quadruple sundered him. I just wasn't confident in it. I thought I just might have been like missing or something.
How does Sunder stack after? I know it's the first stack is full, and then after that, the second one is 5%. Does it continue to scale down, or is the third one also another 5%?
I think it's another 5% again. It just like scales on one time and then it just stays the same, like static.
Okay. Although, as I was gonna say, it might be questionable to have this many sundering spears and no cursed Ankh either, which kind of surprises me, especially with the amount of
Yeah, I think Chris
healing
definitely
that
want to go for
Cthulhu
it.
is doing.
Fight happening right now. Rogue getting picked out here. Rogue taking big damage, already down to half HP. Cancels off the stun here. Crit, and it looks like Rogue will put on any second now, putting a securing the kill here. Now Giannis comes through, not quite able to hit the mark, but Funky taking way too much damage on a half HP. Mercury getting hit by the full stellar burst. Apollo's currently split pushing, not quite ulting over. Big damage happening to Cushsports. Cushsports still only level 11. He goes down next. Belladonna up in the air. Gets the snipes from Hercules. Hercules goes down, and next Funky's being chased down. Funky on retreat here. Won't be able to make it out with his own life, and it looks like he should fall down here to Puentas. Up in the air goes Belladonna, and Belladonna with a triple kill. Mercury ult over to the side here, looking to get the kill onto the Apollo here. Apollo way too low. Good crits coming out of Mercury, and he gets the kill. D is side for Team Juniper, and this should be the Fire Giant.
Yeah, Goon Squad is just in a rough spot where there aren't many fights they can take, and that's just showing that even in a 4v4 where you take the Mercury out of the equation, you still can't win a fight. I think their best chance at this point is they need to somehow bait the Cthulhu ult and hope that they can win a fight off of the back of
They can finish this,
Cthulhu
right?
not getting value.
Yeah, they can finish it.
I refuse to be defeated.
That extends this lead to almost 8K. And considering it's only the 21-minute mark, even without boots in the game, neither team is anywhere near full build, meaning they are going to feel the full force of this 8K lead that by the end of this Fire Giant will probably be over 10,000.
Look at the support difference. Horus has 20 stacks of Gauntlet of Thebes, Sledge, and Shifter's Shield. Sobek is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, almost is on his 5th item currently. With Gauntlet of Thebes done, 2 defense items, Relic Dagger, a Cursed Ankh Blink, and currently in the middle of Pridwin. This is a huge support diff right now.
And that's part of the benefit of being on one of these super aggressive supports. He's been a part of 18 kills, highest kill participation on this team. He is doing a great job of setting up those plucks, and because he has the benevolence, his team just gets so much extra farm out of it.
It looks like Rogue might get picked out here on his own, and it looks like he should fall down. Completely chunked out. Ender with a good ultimate gets it. Kind of felt like a flex ult. Was not necessary. He's not even doing the tower. He's just jumping up and down, watching his team do it.
I mean, at this point, they can kind of get away with what they want to.
It
looks like
Juniper's
Roger
keep
is
to lose.
down, but I don't know if there's a.
I think they got it. You can see the shield underneath it, underneath the Phoenix.
Oh yeah, you can. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that existed. The little shields.
This is
Oh, it
looking
only shows up when people are underneath it
yeah.
too.
This is looking to be a really rough game here. Goon Squad's gonna have an incredibly difficult time defending this because their team is not very good at defense,
Nope.
and
Um,
Juniper's team is really good at offense.
and it looks
Blink
like
used by
they are
Puntis. Puntis going in, but
finally up
Thorns
to play.
going for as much damage as possible. Two people only defending, and now Puntis chunked at half HP. Won't even need to use the ultimate. Belladonna hitting as much as he possibly can. And it looks like we'll go down Rogue using the ultimate to come in here. Full frontal force. Half HP is Belladonna. I gets used. And it looks like he wants the kill. They get the kill down. Shut down for Funky DR. Double getting a kill on a Rogue in return. And it looks like the fight will continue here. They're chasing. I think it's a mistake right here. You definitely back off. Kush Sport should go down next, below half HP, but just sitting at decent HP. He will dash away to get a bit better position, but Nam's name is pretty low. Ends up getting the kill into Kush Sports, and Mercury out of position here, chased down by Blazing Raven. Blazing Raven gets the kill, and it looks like it might be a good defense. Spoke too soon, and they might be able to get the kill here. Nam Name's three down, two down, three down, four, three down on the
Now
side of
Lucas,
JPR. Four down now, 3-4 trade in favor of Goon Squad.
and
Yeah,
you
it might
see
just
there
be another.
the start of that fight. Uh, there was the split with Mercury and Sobek off to the left, and I think I would have liked to have seen Goon Squad commit to the fight in mid and let that left Phoenix go, because as soon as they got that pick in mid, which wasn't onto
It was on a
onto
Belladonna.
Belladonna. As soon as they got that pick, that whole fight turned around because now they had that 5v4, and I think they could have forced that fight sooner and probably saved their mid Phoenix. Either way, valiant defense, really good. They just bought themselves a lot of time, and more importantly, they just got what, 4 shutdown kills probably.
See, it
I don't
feels
know
that
that
way,
everyone. I don't
but
know that everybody was on a kill streak, but I feel like that had to have at least been 2 or 3 shutdown kills.
they also just finished all their starter items on the side of JNPR. A lot of them did. And it's still a 10k gold deficit now with 2 Phoenixes down. It felt really good, but it's still a 2-1 trade, and they get no objective in return. In the end,
Yep.
it just throws out to the next Fire Giant, in which they're in an even worse position than before.
Yep. I think they are in a spot where they need to probably win. They probably need to win that convincingly in at least 2 more team fights, in order to be in control of the game. I think if they can win one more team fight like that, and there's at least one objective on the map, I think they can get it pretty close to even, since builds are finishing up right now. And then if they can get a second one, they might actually be able to posture around taking a Fire Giant themselves.
I think it's 2 objectives
But
till they're even. They're not even on their 5th item right now, let alone finishing their starter items.
I guess it depends on who it is. I'm mostly looking at Blazing Raven here, who's now full build. Is that 62 power he's getting out of Silver Branch Mill right now? I saw when his passive's active.
28. Oh, his passive active? Yeah, that's 62.
Okay, and then he also, more importantly, he now finished the kin size, so they actually could potentially be killing this Cthulhu while in Bolt now.
Fire Giant being started up here,
Still not
Belladonna hitting
target
damage.
to go on.
Quickly shredding it down here. Fire Giant down to 6k, 5k, 4k, 3k, 2k, and it looks like it will go down for JNPR. Hercules jumping in, looks like go for the Fire Giant defense. Interboy's a kill into Rogue. Rogue falls on very quickly here, and now there are 2 people down. Looks like miscommunication. One part of the team said let's defend it, and the other team said let's back off. 2 split away, and now they're going to lose another member down. Hercules below half HP. Interboy just zoning him out for as long as possible. Pluck onto Kush Sports, and Kush Sports should fall down here. Saul hits absolutely nobody for the last tick of the Belladonna, and now it's just a 2v. Now it's just a 3v5. Phoenix is responding here soon, but now I spoke too soon. It's a 2v5. Titan under attack, and Titan falling down extremely quickly. Full half HP, quarter HP, and looks like the game will go down to JNPR. JNPR taking this game very decisively, 31-12.
As you said, very split decision on that fire. Only 2 people were really in a position to defend, and Funky on the Soul was still back in Fountain, buying items. So very split decision to defend that fire.
Look at the player stats here. Big damage here from Endervoid, honestly. Belladonna was doing really good work by getting the soloing, but Blazing Ravens had a bigger impact in teamfights, actually,
Yep.
despite the difference in leads. But there was a
Like I
massive solo gap, 10k damage difference, and that was team fighting damage difference.
Yep. Also on the supports,
Yep.
7K supports aren't really who's giving you your damage, but Nom Noms was really bringing the heat. A lot of really good plucks. Intervoid only having one depth, despite having an awkward start to the game.
His only death was at the very start. He was 11 and 0 at the end
Yep.
of it. And look at damage mitigated. 18k from the Horus, 44k from the Sobek.
I mean, it's also hard as a support. You're giving up farm as it is, so he was generally, or for most of the game, he was 3 to 4 levels below Nom Noms, which means he's 5 to 6 levels below the carries who are hitting him. It's really hard to mitigate damage when you're that far down.
Yeah. Alright, looks like we're going to enter the next game.
Yeah,
here
you're gonna
soon.
have to turn me up then because my mic's already maxed.
Are you too quiet on here?
Yeah, he just said that we're too quiet.
We're both too quiet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Chill. I mean, I can't actually make it any louder than this. We're capping. I feel like your volume's just too low because it's saying that we're going in the red.
No, I'm talking about what we're here in 40 what you call it for the stream at the moment. They said that your mics were too quiet, but it could just be one person.
I don't know. I have my volume maxed out right now. All right. What do you think we need to see change out of Team Juniper Goon Squad in order to fight back?
Honestly, I think you need to reanalyze your own draft. Obviously, it did not work out. You need to come up with a new game plan.
I think you can keep the Apollo. I think that was despite the fact that it lost pressure, I think it was honestly a pretty good pick and they got played pretty well. I think the Soul did fine. I do think you might want to look at a different support, something a little more tanky than a Horus. I think honestly, I don't even hate their draft very much. I think it's just they lost. They're playing a very, for lack of a better term, squishy. Like they don't really have like a Stobek or something super tanky that can just eat damage.
I
And so
honestly,
I feel like it's harder to play that type of a game from behind. I'd like to see them get something a little more tankier. Either that or they just need to get off the ground a lot better and be able to be pushing the lead throughout the game instead of receiving it.
I'm also not gonna lie. I hate this Horus is built with passion. Rushing the sled to me, I don't know. To me, it just seems bad. I just don't see where that's like the best decision to make. I just don't really see it.
So part of the reason that Rushing Sledge feels pretty good right now is that that cudgel, the tier 1, which you can start with, feels really good. It's one of the best tier 1 items in the game,
It's
stat wise.
75 health and 15 power.
Something like that, which is absolutely crazy for the starter for a tier 1 item. And so it feels really good to have that at the beginning of the game. And generally speaking, if you're starting with that as a support, the only real option after you have it is to build into the sledge. And so I think that's more he wanted the tier 1, and because he got the tier 1, he ends up building sledge. That's him wanting to have pressure, and unfortunately it didn't go his way in the opening few waves.
And then you go shifters.
Shifters, once again, by the time he's building shifters, it's a little questionable because that means he's trying to do damage, but while sacrificing his health pool. But by the time he's building that, he's probably not doing much damage anyways because of how far behind he is. And so he's just further hurting his ability to tank damage. So I don't hate it in a vacuum, But in that particular situation, it probably was not the best option. If I were to guess, that's probably just the build that he's most used to building, and so he automatically went for it.
Hmm. Looks like we'll need to go on a short break here. The team did not show up. We will have to. We will be right back. That's right. I speak English, people. Yeah. It is similar start out here, it looks like. Arachne first pick. That is not what I expected.
Spicy. I
Not
like the Cthulhu ban. Interesting.
I don't know if the King Arthur band's what I would go for here.
All right,
I
you
just don't
guys
think he's
are a
good
little
enough.
loud now.
He is a top solo. Maybe they're looking at maybe their soul laner just really doesn't want to face it. But yes, I don't think he's the top solo. I think that's probably Osiris right now.
Yeah, Osiris is definitely the best laner. I don't think you even consider top picking or banning King Arthur anymore. Maybe in your bottom half of your
We'll
draft, but
see.
I don't think he's a top 6.
I think Serket is an interesting pick here. I don't
Especially
necessarily think it's based off of the Arachne. I think this is just they want the Serket.
Mhm.
And based off the fact that they ran the aggressive horse. Oh, no. That was the other team that ran horse support.
Yep.
Yeah, so maybe this probably is then Serket jungle. Gilgamesh was still open this whole
forgot.
time.
Wild, bro.
So they first pick Arachne over the Gilgamesh that they apparently wanted. Crazy.
Dude, I can't. Can you imagine this in your head being, yeah, Arachne's better here than Gilgamesh? Easy. I'm not. I mean, I am technically judging, but not in that sense. Like, I don't know. I'm curious what the thought is. If they win, I'm going to ask them in the interview. Like, I'm just curious what the thought process there was. Like, I don't know. I just can't like wrap my head around the idea of me going in my head like, yep, I want Arachne here instead of Gilgamesh. That sounds like a plan to me. All right. All right. What's your reasoning for it? On here, picked up here for Blazing Raven. Give him some decent pressure here in the Rama. Yeah. What's your why is Arachne better than Gilgamesh? Could you please tell me?
So it's quite simple. Arachne, especially, I'm going to assume that this is an Arachne solo lane. Actually, they go with the Arachne early, hoping to bait out hoping that the other team picks their solo lane, not expecting the Arachne. That way they can hopefully get into a good matchup with it. They're also picking the Arachne early because it's a safe pick that doesn't really have any hard counters, so they aren't giving the enemy team something to start basing their team comp off of if they want to counter out the first pick. It's a lot of early pressure, especially with the lack of boots. Arachne does a lot better without having to build boots because she can either rush Golden Blade or she can just go for.
Okay, stop bullshitting. Okay, Osiris is picked up. Scylla and Sobek are both banned out. I think Osiris here is probably the best soul laners in the game. He's gonna have a very strong impact here. you can keep spiraling on. Were you convincing yourself that Arachne was the pick, or are you just BS?
Absolutely not. I have no doubt in my mind. This Arachne, maybe if you have a one trick on the Arachne, which I'm assuming they do if they're confident enough to pick it first. This feels very much like
Hera.
I want a comfort pick. She did get buffed this time.
Oh yeah, I forgot she did get buffed, right? Yeah, her combo hits as hard. Hits for almost 100% magical power scaling, I think, now for the Argus.
Yep. So her one hits harder and Argus punches harder. Yeah, I think the Arachne, they just really wanted a comfort pick after how game 1 went. And so they said, and if I were to guess, Goon Squad's jungle or solo really likes Arachne. They just said, give me the Arachne. I want to carry this game.
Rogue is the jungler. I think he said, let me put the team on my back. And this is the god I'm going to do it with. Because if you pick Arachne, you have to think in your head, I am just better than you at this game.
Yep. Well, not even at this game, but specifically at Arachne. Because Arachne is very much a pub stomp character where once you're ahead, you shouldn't lose that lead.
Yeah, as a meaning, like you just think you're better than the enemy team is. Like you think you'll be able to pub stomp them. That's what I'm meaning. That you think you'll just be able to out 1v1 them. And Mercury picked up here. by Mercworks.
It probably doesn't need to be asked, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Who do you think got the better draft this time?
Gilgamesh is pretty good. Soul is pretty good. Arachne brings it like way up over the top. I think JNPR is a better draft.
Yep. I would have to agree. They have a very balanced, not damage wise, because they only have Hera as their magical damage dealer.
They're a
She's
little
not
weak on CC, honestly.
She's not traditionally the one who is only. She's not traditionally the one who's a solo magical damage dealer.
They're really good.
And they're somewhat low on CC. I'm not horribly worried about it. They do have the Circuit support who brings a lot of CC. Osiris does have stuns, roots, the polymorph. They've got Mercury Dash. They've got the Hera knockup. I think they're fine as far as crowd control goes. It's not a heavy crowd control comp, but they still have something.
Mm-hmm.
This comp is very much looking down to focus down that one target that Circuit grabs, blow them up, and then fight the 4v5 in the team fight.
I honestly think Ganesh is really bad in this situation. What is he silencing? Auto attacks? He's not running at Hera. If he is, nobody's pulling for his teammates.
He's pretty good into the Circuit. But that's about it. I suppose he could theoretically get somebody out of a Merc Dash earlier by silencing it.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be okay.
I suppose so.
And they're also in a spot where his silence might not have the most value this game, but his ult certainly does. Circuit being the only person with a jump on the side of Team Juniper, so his ult will get very good value.
And looks like it is Arachne solo. I'm kidding. Just to clarify, I am joking. It is not Arachne solo.
I was about to say, I believe Arachne solo could work with Gilgamesh in the jungle. I just don't know that I'd go mannequins in solo. Unless you're Erlang Shen, I don't think you get away with that. And Soul, once again, going for the mannequin start.
But this time she's going book.
Interesting.
It better not be anything but Book of Thoth, because I cannot think of another book that would be any bit useful for you.
No way she goes for first item Poly, right?
No way.
No
if
way.
She does, she is trolling.
Dude, I was about to say, if I just... I'm going to call first item Poly. Not to BM or anything, but this is a Tower Division game, and I wouldn't be surprised.
But there's still like Plat and Diamond players. Like PC Plat and Diamond players. No way you just go, yep, Poly first item, OP dude,
I mean,
watch.
He is going mannequin hidden blade on a soul.
It might just be like the flavor he likes, right? He just kind of likes it, right? He's like, boom, I chunked you with 20% health late game. It's just something he likes. It's not that bad. It really isn't that terrible, especially after the buffs. It's not great. It's not the best, but it's not terrible.
And so this time,
first blood for Puentas already against the Gilgamesh.
Can we get a replay of that?
Yes, we can. Fast forward this real quick. Curious how this one happens.
Also, it does look like we are getting to see the Hog start out of support, starting on green buff, and you are losing a lot of pressure in duo lane, it looks like.
Yeah.
Man, doesn't hit level 2. That was just rough.
He just wasn't right with the Biter's Mask.
Nope. Probably expecting Puntas to be going into Bluestone.
There's a nice bit of damage right there. I don't know. I feel like it's just like, when does Ganesha go back for green buff now, right? Doesn't.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
His best time to pick up green buff will be after he backs. And
yep.
ooh, But that's a lot of damage being taken by Blazing Raven there.
I think you sacrifice early pressure for like the first wave to gain pressure on the next ones, if you play it smart at all. Right? Because
I
look at this.
think,
Look at this.
and
Her cat's
then
already almost back to
I
full.
think,
Almost was back to full HP there for a moment until she ate 2 autos.
yep. No, I think the green buff does give you a lot. I also think that because it's a newer start, going very aggressive, but having that extra sustain Circuit should be fine.
Yep.
I think as teams become more adapted, and I think it'll be more common for people to do that green buff start, I think people might start freezing that first wave.
Yep.
Because if you cost them 2 to 3 minions, which I think is very possible, and you like stand yourself and you walk forward past the wave to like zone them off from the wave, I think you could cost the team that started green.
Rogue with a kill on
XP
Plinters over there in the soul lane, but a good up down from Blazing Raven trying to get the damage off on a Nam-Nams. Can't quite get it though. And it looks like a
Green buff has
4-man
war
over on a duo. They're
They step on a
unaware.
ward.
And it looks like good pluck, good polymorph, and he should go down here, but I might have spoke too soon. Good dash, and he will be out of it. Can't quite
Really
get the
good
damage
impale
off.
out of Blazing Raven. Definitely saves the support's life with that impale.
Mm-hmm.
They will lose purple, it looks like. But honestly, it could have been a whole lot worse there.
It really could have. And that was a big rotation on the whole team right there. And now Funky's 2 levels up.
Level 5. I wonder if she goes and looks for a pressure kill now. It'd be a 1v2, but she does have that ultimate, and both of her opponents are level 3.
So all one-shots. If she hits it, she just one-shots them.
Oh, yeah. Even through the shield on Hera.
Big damage coming here from Plintas. Hercules is way too
Once
low.
again-
Good drop kick to save his own life.
Ooh, that was really close. Puntas, if he has one more ability, likely gets that kill. And instead of going for a starter item after the fighter's mask, he opts into the tier 1 iron shirt or iron mail.
Mystical Mail Rush.
Interesting.
Mystical. He's going to be an absolute monster.
He is going to be dealing so much damage when he gets that completed. As now Goon Squad is freezing the wave on Belladonna. And this is what I think you have to do if the other team gives up that pressure. Obviously, it's a little different now. But knowing that Circat likely had to back, they're able to freeze that out. As Nom-Noms
Staying on a ward right here.
is looking for the gank. They are aware that Nom-Noms is there. There's the jump.
Ooh, good Sunder.
No
Good
ult,
taunt.
though.
Good silence saving his life.
I don't think he dies. There
Yeah, he's
regardless.
die there, but like it helps like preventing a big like setup
Yeah.
for a possible death. I should specify.
Yeah, because Zigzag could still come out, and after that Sunder, Zigzag definitely would have done a lot. Funky is still staying around. Okay, finally back. I was about to say, it must have just
Ooh.
been short of book. Belladonna
Good
hits the
snipes.
shot. As Soul disappoints me and doesn't go Polynomicon. Mercworks gets the kill on Rogue.
Who's
Rogue
trying
stepping
to-
up a little too far,
A little too far at the enemy blue buff by himself.
especially with the amount of pressure that Puntas has been exerting onto the Soul, and that is a very risky place to be.
And now
Didn't
forming
even have a
rotation.
chance to get. Didn't even have a chance to get his ult off. It looks like, as now, they're gonna lose their right side jungler, and probably they're gonna lose their Gilgamesh again. Good beats to get rid
4
out of the
people
Soul.
onto him, throwing everything on him just because there's
And
no reason not to.
Oh no, Argus falls off. Oh, and they do get the kill.
Too
But
much
now
use
look,
though, flexing way too much.
Funky has
Funky on the
made the-
retreat.
Funky unfortunately misses most of the solar burst. Otherwise, that could have been a huge turnaround.
Rogue missed the
Level
ultimate.
7 right now.
Rogue missed the ultimate there. And Goon Squad just wins it. They miss everything on the side. I mean, Team Juniper just wins it. Goon Squad missed everything. They didn't hit anything
That
on him.
was
No Soul
that-
ult hit, no Arachne ult hit, nothing.
very difficult. Goon Squad really. I'm not going to say they played that poorly, because honestly, that fight should have been theirs. Just couldn't execute on couldn't execute on landing the abilities to get those kills. There were a lot of low targets. That could have easily been 4 dead on the side of Team Juniper.
Yeah. They threw in way too much trying to get that kill into Hercules, and they just nothing to follow up with.
Yep. Fortunately, it does force Team Juniper to back, so at least they weren't far. And with the death timers being so low right now, they don't lose that much farming time. So it's not even a 2K gold lead right now, despite the 4 kills going the way of Team Juniper. As it looks like they're once again going for this early Scorpion. Almost not quite on time as the last one because Funky wasn't there. Rogue does get the blue buff invade off this time, not deterred despite dying last time. And he's
Can't go
coming
to duel and
behind.
get the kill here. And now Punches use the ultimate and get out, and nothing else to
He's
really follow up
got
on here.
free. What are they going to do now? Arachne can't really dive an Osiris right now, even with ult up.
Fighter's Mask plus Mystical Mail just means Arachne dies chasing him down.
Yep. And
Looks
then
like Mercury
as we
looking to loop
saw,
around.
Belladonna gets another kill onto Blazing Raven.
And it's fairness, it wasn't a solo kill.
It was not a solo kill, but it's still perpetuating this lead.
Mm-hmm.
Just showing dominance on this Rama, which is very surprising. Both times he
good Thunder, and looks like Hercules should fall down here. Big win right here. Now I think you rotate over to this Gold Fury.
I don't know if they are able to get the Gold Fury in time, especially if Puntas wants it back. Definitely.
Funky's right here in the middle of nowhere. You rotate over, look for a kill, and just force it.
Funky very deep. Do they know they must not know he's there?
They don't. No. Entervoid watched him. He watched him walk there.
What? Why is he that? That should have been a call out to kill Soul there. She was stepping up way.
They're all in right lane. They're all in right lane. No one can walk over to stop her.
I guess
that's really good recognition by Funky. In all honesty, I mean, Belladonna should rotate over to get the kill, but like,
doesn't get punished for it. Just steals the farm.
Yeah.
Limits the bleeding as it looked like.
Bookatha. It was Bookatha.
A good fight. Yeah. Saw that earlier. I was upset slightly, but also not really because Book of Thoth is objectively the correct item.
It's definitely not the correct item to build first item, but like, actually it might be because we don't have to put boots now.
Now that you don't need boots, stacking rush is very strong now.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that boots isn't a thing. It's just
Blazing Raven.
Ooh,
really well
good solo kill, but he's dead. He's dead here. Ooh, good beats.
Mercworks,
good jump.
Mercworks landed. Oh, I actually almost thought Mercworks missed that ult, and if he does, I think Onher gets away.
He does.
Either way, Blazing Raven. That even if with him dying there, that is huge for him getting that solo kill.
Ooh, that's a really good ult. Big damage.
Nice ult out of the soul. Forces them to retreat.
Nothing really gained from either team though in the end.
Nope. A little bit of poke by Invinoid, and it looks like I actually think Harris should be dead here with Arachne being that far behind him.
Ooh, gets a solo kill.
Trades it out. Really good recognition to just fight it out instead of trying to run.
Because she never runs away.
Yep. Gotta say, this despite having that early lead, Funky has not been able to transfer into the late game horribly well. Or into the mid game, I suppose. We aren't late game yet. And despite the heavy deficit he was at, Blazing Raven still showing that he has teeth against Belladonna. I think so far this game has been all about Team Juniper rotating really well and having man advantages in almost every fight they take.
Mid Guardian Mail, first item from Hercules. I don't know. I feel like Mystic Mail is just better, in my opinion. I don't know.
I don't hate it. So Osiris he's not entirely basic attacks. He does do damage with abilities.
Yep.
But Osiris does a lot of damage with his basic attacks. He's also got the Arachne trying to chase him. Or sorry, not the Arachne, the Mercury trying to chase him down, who's hitting him with basic attacks. I don't hate it.
Ooh, good. Is my VG solo kill here. Beats used. Big solo kill when Blazing Raven. Sorry to cut you off there. Now continue.
Yeah, no, man, Blazing Raven still above half health despite the deficit. I almost wonder if Team Juniper should have kept their focus on him a little bit longer this game, as Rogue takes out Nom Noms in mid lane, going for the full tower dive.
Good ultimate by Mercury going in.
Merkworks bolts in.
Funky extremely low.
Should
Should go into the immunity.
Level
Rogue
11
even lower. Punch is chasing him down.
male.
Punch gets a kill over here. Now next goes down Funky. Hercules on a rotation over on everyone on the enemy team's extremely low. Might be able to get an ult out just to get the kill here. Looking for the chase here. If he uses the ultimate, might be able to catch it, but drops it for some reason. Going to look for a kill here in an interval, but won't be able to catch it. Beats used and now nothing gained from it. I just a win for Juniper.
Yep. And really, once again, better rotations coming out from Juniper. Puntas shows up, 10, 15 seconds earlier, and because of that, he's able to secure 2 more kills for the team. Level 12, nobody can stop him right now with having magical physical prots, plenty of health, and tons of damage coming out from that Rangdas.
He is mystical male.
I love how we call it Rangdas, I keep calling it Rangdas, even though it's only the fighter's mask.
Yeah. I always say tier 2 fighter's mask, but it's just literally called fighter's mask.
Yep.
So I don't know why. I don't know. It's just weird.
And Belladonna opting for the first item, Atalanta's bow. That's an item I haven't seen in a while. Interesting way to do it.
Not to go. I don't know. I feel like you just go Ichabod there. I don't know.
Yeah, that seems like Ichabod would be the normal way to start off if you're going to go with a bow start, but opting to try to give himself that extra movement speed. Interesting. Also, oh no, that's
ultimate use fight over Havany. Hits nobody. And now Ultimate's going down one after another. Punch is extremely low here. Good Mercury on. Looks like Punches might fall down extremely low, and he does manage to fall, but not without losing a sacrifice. 2 down on the side, but a solo kill in the duo lane. Next should go down Kush Sports. 3 on the chase here. Now it's a 3-for-2 trade. Funky on the retreat, and that will be the trade here. Punches goes down, and so does Belladonna, but do a solo kill, but they get 3 kills over here. Names might go down from just a little bit of tick damage, but it will survive in the end. And Funky extremely low, with any follow-up would have died there.
Funky free casting the whole fight, gets massive damage off, but just not quite enough to get the kills. Very unfortunate, as now Merkworks is invading the jungle, might get caught out here.
Big damage solo kill.
Not expect those Hera buffs, just not expecting that extra damage to come out from that Hera.
The classic 2-1 combo. It just half hits you every time. Surprise still, nobody even looking to go for an objective. I guess I'm just too objective hungry, I don't know. I prefer just to force them.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing it. I don't know if I'd call it they're playing it safe, but they're playing it reserved.
They're playing it slow.
Yeah, they're playing it slow. I'm not going to say that necessarily favors one team over the other. They both have a neither team is super late game focused.
Blazing Raven another
Merc
kill,
goes in,
but Rogue goes down in trade. And Herc jumped in, and now he's getting crit after crit. Use the ultimate Merc dash, ult use, and it looks like Hercules should fall down to another crit. 2-for-1 trade, and Blazing Raven extremely low with another kill onto the Circuit.
Man, Blazing Raven is all of the consolation kills right now is Blazing Raven as
maybe use your Cold Fury.
Maybe they do. They got two ADCs right now. Yeah, and Hera's back.
Yeah, but they don't know. I don't know if they know that, right? Like, how would they know that Puentus and them aren't there? Like, you wouldn't know that. Like, logically, you shouldn't start it.
Maybe just stepped over a ward or Hera back next to a wave or something. I'm not sure. Either way, they're losing the team fights pretty hard right now off of the solo advantage that Puentus is bringing right now. But Blazing Raven has built up. I was about to say, he went from being down almost 2 full levels to being up 2 levels right now on his lane opposition. He's going to have to start showing up to these team fights if Goon Squad wants to start winning them.
Rogue really low. Interesting. He guys has to go back in here. Ooh, he
Oh,
almost dies.
That was way too close.
I want to see. It literally showed the death marker for him on there, saying like, "Yep, he's dead." Like the game was even like surprised that he managed to live. I'm replaying this. I want to know how much HP he had. I want to know. No shot he had anything like decent.
Oh no, he was definitely sub 30.
Oh, yeah,
13 health. Nice. Calculated.
Hey, that's 12 more HP than what he
see-
needed.
We do see that Blazing Raven does rotate over to Fire Giant side now. And Goon Squad does know that Belladonna has not matched this rotation, so they should be looking for a fight here, even without having Rogue and
Dive here from the
on the backline with the invis. Double taunt.
Nothing lost from her.
And
instead, in a 2v1, she wins it fine, and the frontliners both fall down here.
Really good dive there. Keeps both of the damage dealers for Goon Squad out of the fight, essentially making it a 3v2.
Good knockback here. But
frontliners.
Funky might just fall down here. They're both extremely low. Continue the chase here. Name's probably too low. Continue chasing down. Good Mercury ult makes him fall down, and now Blazing Raven on his own, looking to spare him anyone in his team's life, and clean fight from Juniper.
I gotta say that one all came down to nom noms. Being able to keep both damage dealers out of the fight long enough that you get 2 free picks on the frontliners, huge.
And you lose nobody. Now you get Pyro, Gold Fury.
And I mean that's the power of Cirquette. She can do that, and she will get away with it because she has so much mobility.
The first objective of this game, and they're in an 8k gold lead already. And it was a Pyromancer was the first objective.
Unreal.
This is a completely earned lead. Minus towers.
I was about to say minus towers. There's only 2 towers left on the other side of the map. Belladonna, it very quickly went from a 3k lead deficit to now in the lead with both towers down. This dual lane is all over the place.
I don't know if it's just Blazing Raven's fault he's behind. He's just...
I don't think it is. I think he did the right thing by showing up there. He needed to be a part of those. He needed to start being a part of those fights, as I said. It's just unfortunate that they weren't able to make anything out of it.
4-level deficit in solo, 4-level deficit in mid. They're even in support this time around, though. 2-level deficit in jungle. It's just gap after gap after gap.
I mean, none of it.
Starting right now. Looking for the trade here. Said they look for the fight. Blazing Raven, extremely low. Juniper secures the Gold Fury. And now the full chase. I get used by on her. And on her just trying to live through Argus's damage. But Murky can't get the auto. Inner Void gets the kill through the Argus auto, however. Rogue in the backline looks for the dive, but he's way too low. And next he falls down to Belladonna with a good dash. And now they're on the retreat on Goon Squad. It looks like Kush Sport should fall down next. Good CC makes him fall down. Herc went all the way in. Thorns used, looking to get just any kill. Belladonna getting killed in a Funky in mid lane. Now it's just Herc versus 5. And now he's just trying to get as far back as possible. No shot. He lives here though. Good Sunder. I Caster's cursed that. He's out. I Caster's cursed that. I said no shot. I shouldn't have said it. I'm sorry, Juniper. I failed you.
I don't think they're feeling too bad. They still got 4 for nothing in that team fight. They have Fire Giant for free if they want it. Doesn't look like they're walking over. Maybe they are.
PayPal me $5 and I'll cast this curse in your favor.
Interesting. I'm a little surprised, but I guess the objective play, they have not been they haven't been super aggressive in pulling the trigger on objectives, so I guess it's not completely surprising. But I feel like that probably should have been. There probably should have been a Fire Giant off of those 4 kills.
They were way too low. They should just back and then go to Fire Giant. Winch is, it's just way too tanky. He doesn't do anything. and Rogue is dead.
Rogue and Hercules are only level
They're
15 and
just dead.
14
They're just-
respectively, going up against the level 18 and 19 and 19.
I can
There's
say what
just
happened. Mercury autoed them twice and they died from the Rage Deathbringer combo. Like, it's something like crazy to analyze.
there's just such a heavy level deficit that honestly I don't know that Goon Squad can fight back into it with this much of a deficit on their solo and
You really can't.
jungle. They basically what it is they're trying to play without any dive right now. Their backline can still do a little bit of damage, though Soul being level 15 probably isn't helping.
It looks like Kush Sports might get caught out here. Funky taking a lot of damage. Good Mercury on. It looks like Funky's deleted. Fight continuing to chase down. No beads and no life. Blazing Raven down now. And next should be Kush Sports. Way too low. Good crit. Another falls down now. Rogue trying to get a single kill on his own. Diving in the backline all alone. He's still staying at full HP. No one hitting him. Surrender vote has started. I imagine this JNPR saying, yep, boys, this is a loss. Time to surrender here. Belladonna with a kill onto Rogue. And next, it looks like Hercules might fall down. I know I did not misspeak. I know. I was just joking about JNPR wanting to surrender. And this should be the game here.
Let's be real. JNPR is definitely the one that threw up the surrender vote.
And now this should be the
when
Titan
you see
falling
something
down
like
here.
that, you just and I gotta say that outside of some really good individual plays, from Funky in game 1 and from Blazing Raven in game 2, that was just complete domination end to end by Team Juniper.
32-9. Juniper was playing that game like it was Arena. Like they were playing Arena against bots, honestly. That's how they were playing it.
Honestly, it might as well have been with how many objectives they took. Did the Gold Fury ever go down that entire game?
One time.
Did it? Okay.
Went down one time. They did, I think, 2 Pyromancers, 1 Gold Fury, 1 Fire Giant.
Once again, Blazing Raven still able to outdamage Belladonna. Now, I mean, this game it was a little more apparent that he was doing it with all the solo kills that he got. But still, despite his team being at a heavy deficit, still able to put out the damage.
Almost double player damage difference in mid lane. Mass. I was actually only a 5k player damage gap in solo.
I'm actually very surprised that the solo gap is that small. I was expecting it to be massive. I mean, that's
jungle gap.
Yeah, big jungle gap. But that's a 5-level lead that Puntas has at the end of the game there, and he had early Mystical Mail and Fighter's Mask. I'm actually, I gotta say, I'm very impressed by that Hercules was able to keep the damage numbers that close. Honestly, I'd be very curious to know how Hercules would have done if he wasn't so far behind. And then again, with the amount of focus that Nom Noms and Mercworks put onto that solo lane early in the game, that could have been the plan: is make sure Gilgamesh doesn't make it to the late game.
Yeah, it was a really strong win there for JNPR. Extremely impressive. It really just felt like Goon Squad had nowhere to come back from. Alright, it looks like we're not going to interview today.
Cancel that.
Oh, you want to do it, Puntas? Alright, cool.